Imagine you've been wearing a mask for so long that you've forgotten it was ever a mask. You look in the mirror and see a reflection, but what if that reflection is only a small part of who you truly are? What if the story you've been telling yourself about who you are, your successes, your failures, your fears, and your labels, isn't the full truth at all? The ego is like that mask. It builds an identity out of everything that's happened to you, your memories, your experiences, the way people see you. But this identity isn't the real you. It's just a collection of thoughts, constantly changing and never solid. The moment you stop identifying with this story, you start to wake up to something deeper inside you, something that has always been there, waiting to be recognized. You are not the body. You are consciousness, the awareness that is observing the body. The body is just a temporary vessel, a tool for experiencing life, but you are the awareness that perceives it all. Your true nature is not bound by physical form, age, or gender. It is the silent witness to everything you think, feel, and experience. Consciousness is not something you can touch or see, but it's the very thing that allows you to see and experience everything. It's the space where all your thoughts, feelings, and experiences arise. While the ego holds on to things, consciousness is free, it's formless. It is the part of you that simply is, without needing anything. Think back to when you were a child. Your body, your beliefs, and your dreams have all changed over time. But what has always stayed the same? There's something inside you that's been there through all of it. That presence is your true self. It's not the voice in your head telling the story of your life. It's the awareness behind that voice, quietly observing everything. The ego operates from fear. It tells you that you're separate, small, incomplete. It compares itself to others and attaches to what you achieve or fail at. But consciousness doesn't need any of that. It doesn't need to be better than anyone else. It simply is. It watches life unfold without trying to control it. Consciousness doesn't seek validation or approval. It doesn't need to be anything other than what it is, because it already contains everything. The ego creates a false version of who you are, a character in a play that it desperately wants to protect. It's scared of losing control because it believes its existence depends on keeping you identified with it. But consciousness doesn't fear. It's not something that can be lost. It was there before your identity, and it will still be there when it fades away. Imagine the ocean. The ego is like a wave rising and falling, thinking it's separate from the rest. It fears its own end. But the wave is never separate from the ocean. It is part of it, just taking shape for a short time. When the wave falls back, nothing is truly lost. It was always part of the whole. Love and consciousness are so alike. Love, at its purest, doesn't need anything from others. It just is. It doesn't judge, control, or demand anything in return. It simply allows things to be as they are. And consciousness is the same. It doesn't try to control the world. It's always present, quietly accepting whatever happens. When you live through consciousness, it's like living through love without fear, just pure acceptance. Alan Watts, a philosopher who taught about consciousness and the ego, said, "The ego is like a story we tell ourselves about who we are." He compared it to a wave in the ocean. Just like the wave, the ego thinks it's separate from the rest of life, but really, it's never apart from the whole. What's believed that true freedom comes when we stop identifying with the ego and realize we are the ocean, not just the wave. We are everything and nothing at the same time. By understanding this, we can let go of fear, control, and attachment and live more peacefully. You are not the thoughts you think, nor the emotions that rise within you. You are the awareness that observes them. Just like a movie screen doesn't become the images projected onto it. You are not the thoughts and feelings that come and go. You are the awareness that remains unchanging behind them. When you identify with the ego, you get lost in the story it tells. But when you connect with your true self, the awareness, you see the whole story for what it is, a passing moment, not the truth of who you are. Living through consciousness means stopping the constant struggle to change life or chase after things. It doesn't mean you stop having dreams or goals. It means you stop fighting with reality. Life becomes easier, more peaceful, and more vibrant when you stop trying to control everything. You start to experience life as it is, without judgment or attachment. You no longer need to force things to fit your idea of how they should be. Instead, you allow life to unfold naturally, trusting that everything is already as it should be. As you begin to observe your ego, you start to see how it tries to control things. You'll notice how it resists the present moment, how it compares you to others, and how it fears losing control. But in that awareness, something shifts. The ego's grip loosens and a deeper intelligence takes over. You begin to experience a clarity that goes beyond thoughts and words, a stillness that connects you to something much greater than the ego. This stillness is where true peace lives. This is the awakening, not some big mystical event, but a quiet realization that you were never the mask, never the story, never the fear. You've always been the awareness behind it all. The more you let go of who you think you are, the more you begin to discover who you truly are. The journey to discovering your true self isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been. It's the awareness that has always been there, waiting for you to wake up to it. It's the stillness that has been patiently waiting for you to stop and notice it. You are not the body, nor the thoughts, nor the emotions. You are the awareness, the consciousness that is present through it all. The more you realize this, the more you can experience life fully, without fear, without attachment. The more you awaken to your true self, the more you see that you are everything and nothing, all at once.